Hi guys, and welcome to another video lesson. Today we're going to be taking a look at halftime grooves. Right, well before we look at halftime, let's look at what I suppose we would have to call normal time. I don't think that's its official designation or name, but if we're changing what we call time, we need a word to refer to what we normally play. So, normal time. You still with me? Have I confused you with that? That was a lot of times and things, wasn't it? Normal time. Snare drums on 2 and 4. That is what we call the backbeat. It's the emphasis of the bar. It's what people clap their hands to and tap their feet to, whether they realise it or not. So first up, let's start with a standard quaver groove that is normal time. Snares on 2 and 4, bass on 1 and 3. Here we go. So to turn something from normal time to half time, it's all about those backbeats I mentioned, 2 and 4 on the snare drum. There are 2 snare drums in the bar, 2 main beats of the bar, 2 and 4. Half time has nothing to do with speed. Let me say that again. It's got nothing to do with speed or tempo. It's purely to do with the number of backbeats in the bar. So normal time has 2 of them. What's half of 2? 1. So halftime has 1 snare drum, or 1 main emphasis, I should say, in the bar. You can add extra snare drums around it later, but there is 1 main emphasis in the bar. So if we had 2 and 4, and we're going to halve that, imagine squishing those together until they meet in the middle on beat 3. That's the important bit to remember here. 1 backbeat on beat 3. Once again, I have used many words when just a few of them would do. I do apologise. So it's because I'm speaking to a camera. You're not here in person to tell me to stop talking. Half time, 1 backbeat on beat 3. Here we go, 70 beats per minute in a quaver groove format. As I just mentioned a second ago, although the main emphasis of the bar is on beat 3, that doesn't mean that we can't change other bits of the groove and the bar like we normally would do. So this next example has an additional bass drum. I've got a bass on 1, and now I've got a bass drum on 2 as well. There's no snare drum on that beat anymore, so I've put the bass drum in there instead. You know what's coming next? It's a 3-1 resolve with our new halftime groove. Because the groove is the new thing that we're looking at here, I've gone for a slightly different fill. I've gone for a combination of semiquavers and quavers in my fill. If you've got another fill you'd prefer to put in there, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure, as with all 3-1 resolves, the transition from the groove to the fill and back again is nice and smooth. Here we go. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to play two 3/1 resolves back to back. The first one is going to be normal time, so a standard quaver groove, bass on 1 and 3, snare on 2 and 4, and then another combination fill using semiquavers and quavers in bar 4. Then we're going to switch to our new half-time groove, and again play 3 bars of that and another fill combining quavers and semiquavers, and then go all the way back round to the beginning, back to normal time, and do it all over again. So it's an 8-bar phrase, 3 bars normal time and a fill, 3 bars half time, then a fill, and we go back round and we repeat the whole lot again. Here it is at 70 beats per minute. If you need to slow it down, pause the video, work on this a bit slower, that's fine. Come back and join me when you're ready. So did you hear the effect changing to halftime had on what we were doing? It gives the illusion of slowing down. Once again, you are not slowing down. Halftime has nothing to do with tempo whatsoever, but it does give the illusion of slowing down. Or another way I've heard it explained, which was a really good example, was taking the energy away from what you're doing. It loses some of its impetus, it loses some energy because it's down to just one backbeat, one emphasis on beat 3. Experiment playing along to your favourite tracks, your favourite songs. They don't have to have a halftime groove in them, but if you switch to a halftime groove halfway through or in a different section, in a verse or in a chorus, you'll notice that it has a drastic effect on what the rest of the music sounds like. I've sent out some backing tracks in the last week that you can use as well. There's a fast, medium speed and slower speed track that you can use. Try playing a normal time groove and then switching to a halftime groove when playing along to that as well. What effect does it have on the music? What does it sound like when you're playing along to music and you change from normal to halftime? So that's all the examples we're going to look at today. It's quite a short lesson today, guys. What I want you to go away and do now is pause the video and see if you can change some of your existing grooves from normal time to halftime. So all of the different quaver grooves that we've looked at in the past with extra bass drums and extra snare drums, all of those variations that we've covered earlier this term and in previous terms, what happens if you adapt those to be halftime grooves? So for example, if you were playing a groove that had a bass drum on one and, what happens if you turn that into a halftime groove? What would you need to do? Well, you'd need to take the 2 snares, squish them together on beat 3. Is there any space for you to add additional bass drums and snare drums around that? What else could you look at? Maybe opening the hi-hat, moving it over to the right, adding in a crash cymbal. You get the idea. You've been playing drums long enough now to know how to vary your own grooves. Experiment, have some fun, see what you can come up with. So that's it for today's lesson, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any questions, please feel free to get in touch. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Stay safe, take care, and enjoy your drumming, guys.